In this video, I'll show you how to sell your crypto for cash. So we're selling our crypto for the fiat currency that we want, and then we're getting that into our payment method, usually a bank or another fintech app, or even a debit card. So the two steps are, we need to exchange crypto to fiat, and then we need to send that fiat into our account. There are many ways to do this. We'll go through all of them in this video. If you hold crypto in your own wallet, then you may have seen many of what's called on and off ramps available for you. Essentially, there's a sell button in the wallet application, and they say, you can sell this crypto for the fiat and now send it out. Now, what these wallets are actually doing is using a third party. So basically a business, which is an on and off ramp. These are, for all intents and purposes, centralized exchanges, but their business is more catered towards wallets rather than having a dedicated centralized exchange, although many of them do if you want to use the websites directly as well. So if you do have a wallet and it gives you this option, then you can use them. And what you're doing really here is taking your crypto, sending a blockchain transaction. So sending them the crypto that you have, ETH as an example here, you're sending it over to the centralized exchange, they trade it for the fiat currency and then send it either to your bank or your fintech app or your card. Now, what's the benefits of this and some of the disadvantages? You may have seen many of these brands, MoonPay, Banxa, Simplex, even PayPal get in on this as well. And even some of these wallets may also use on-ramps from Coinbase as well. So if you have that option, you can use that. But we'll get to exchanges in a second. These are usually in wallets. You can sell directly from your wallet, and they offer to sell to card or potentially a local bank transfer, sometimes PayPal as well. The problem with these is that they are usually very, very high in fees, around 2 to 4%. And they charge you wide spreads as well. So the total cost of the transaction is usually really, really high. So I don't really recommend these. They can also be very slow for bank transfers, and you need to sign up for an account with them just like a centralized exchange, right? And so really, this is just a centralized exchange, but they're giving you that within the wallet application. So as an example here, if I choose, let's say, United States and some state that we're going to be in, and we can see the options here. So I've got some ETH in my account. I want to sell that for US dollars. So what are the options here? It's going to give me these, and then I can choose between them. So you can see debit or credit card is an option. And there's also a bank transfer option as well. Debit or credit card, you can see the providers on the right-hand side, PayPal, Transact, MoonPay. You have to have an account with these first. So you have to go through, obviously set up an account with them, and they will eventually be receiving the fiat currency that you're selling into. And they give you a price quote here, which again, you don't really know if that's a good or bad price quote, depending on what the price is. And it's usually not very good. If we go over to ACH, a bank transfer essentially for the States. So what you can see is it's actually pretty much the same providers. So they're doing the exact same thing. It's just they're sending it, potentially via a bank transfer rather than to a card or something. But they're still giving you that same exchange rate. So this is fine. It's fairly easy and simple if you have crypto in a wallet and you don't want to sign up for a centralized exchange, but you have to sign up for these services anyway, and they usually charge you very, very high fees, so not really recommended, to be honest. The best way to sell out of your crypto, in my opinion, is to use one of the major centralized exchanges. These are usually going to give you the lowest exchange rates, and they have very good fiat options depending on which exchange. Now, this is going to change dependent on which country that you're in and which currency that you're using. So you'll have to just check in your local region. Some regions are really great where exchanges very easily let you sell directly into a fiat currency and then just send it out via a instant local payment method like a faster payments or an instant bank transfer. Others, not so great. So you'll have to look, but I'll go through them here. So exchanges like Binance, Coinbase, Crypto.com, Kraken, Bybit, OKX, these are the major exchanges. If you look at worldwide trading volumes and size, these are the big exchanges. And so they have a lot of the best currency support. You can trade crypto for local fiat currencies. These are very reliable and they have the lowest trading fees. And usually they'll let you send the fiat currency either to a card, like a debit card, a local bank transfer, or maybe also peer-to-peer trading, which I'll go through in a second. The downsides of this is that some of these exchanges don't have great fiat on and off ramps. And so you can trade crypto easily, but maybe they won't have the fiat that you need. And the fiat off ramps are, going to be dependent on which country that you're in, like I said. Now, there's two methods, and I've got that down here, that we can get fiat currency into our own custody, right? So you take crypto onto these exchanges and sell it. they're going to charge you between 10 basis points and around about 0.5%. In fact, most of them are under 0.5%. So that's the trading fee to swap the crypto into the fiat currency. From there, we then send it to our payment method. If you're sending a bank transfer, these exchanges are going to charge you anywhere from nothing to maybe $10 or so, depending on the banking system in your country. So that's pretty good. And that's for large amounts. And you can send basically a bank transfer. They also let you potentially sell to a card. So that's essentially selling the crypto directly, and they will actually send that money to a card like a Visa or a MasterCard, a debit card. But those fees are usually higher, usually around 2 to 3%. And the reason is because the card processing fees. It's up to the individual what you want to do, but they're the two methods. So sell your crypto to a fiat and then choose if you want a bank transfer or a card payment. Now I'll quickly show you the flow of actually how to sell your crypto asset for the fiat currency that you want and then move that into your payment method. So instead of selling this directly on MetaMask, if you do have your crypto there, what I'll do is actually send it into my centralized exchange. So I'm going to go to move crypto and then send. And then I'm going to send to my Bybit account. So I'm going to paste that in. This is the address of my Bybit. And I'm going to select sending some ETH over the base network. So just send them out there. So get the asset from your wallet into the centralized exchange. From there, we're going to go ahead and trade. So I'm going to go over to my account. I'm going to press trade, spot trading, and then we'll go ahead and trade ETH. So we'll click ETH, and then we can go ahead and actually find the fiat currency trading pair. Because what we're doing here is trading out ETH or any other crypto asset that has the trading pair, and we're going to be selling that into the fiat currency that we actually want on the platform to withdraw. So from here, we're going to go to the trading pairs, and we're going to click this, and we're going to make sure that we are trading ETH against euros or any of the other supported currencies. If you can see here, there are actually supported euro trading pairs on Bybit. So I'm going to press euro here. You can see all of these. You can also search for this as well. So ETH, euro, and we can see we have this trading pair. So I'm going to click this. Now this works for any other crypto exchange as well. So if you're using Coinbase or Binance or OKX or any of the others, you just need your crypto there, and you need to be able to sell it for the fiat currency that you want. So if you're in the States, there'll be USD trading pairs. If you're in Europe, it'll be euro. If you're in UK, it'll be pound, and so on. So ETH euro, and then we're going to sell, and then we're going to sell a quantity of ETH that we have, any amount, and we'll just do a market order here. So what we're doing is selling some ETH that we have, and we're selling that into euros. Press sell the ETH. That amount will be in euros in your account. Now we have euros in our account, we can actually go ahead and send them out to our payment method. Once you have the fiat currency in your centralized exchange account, you can now actually send that out to wherever you want. And again, each exchange is going to have different support here for different currencies. So for Bybit, you can see euro withdrawals are now live. That doesn't mean that you have to live in Europe. If you have a fintech app that can actually receive a SEPA transfer with euros, then you can receive that into your account. You just have to make sure that the KYC that you do between all of the accounts is exactly the same. That means your name is the same on the accounts. Otherwise, they just won't send this. So the fiat withdrawal here, I can choose euros, but you can see the other supported currencies. And this will be the same for other exchanges. Put an amount in that you have like this, and you can either choose from a SEPA transfer or any of the other options. SEPA is essentially the Euro instant payment method. So, if you have any other fintech account and can accept euros into an account and put the account number in, you can send that out into your fintech app. And now you actually have some fiat currency in your own custody. In my experience, the exchanges with the best fiat currency on and off ramps for US dollars are Coinbase, Kraken, and Crypto.com. They seem to have very good banking support where you can get wires in and out very easily. For the UK and Europe, you might want to choose Revolut. They obviously are a fintech app and they have a crypto exchange now, so very easy. Bybit, very good for euros as well. Binance had a lot of their banking support taken off, so they do mostly with cards. However, in some countries, they have very good banking support as well. And these things change all of the time, so you just have to check when you're watching this. I'll leave links below to all of the exchanges in this video. Some give deposit bonuses if you're new as well, so you can check all the details via the links below. The other method of selling your crypto to cash and then getting that sent to your account is trading peer-to-peer, known as P2P. This is usually outside of the States. So in a lot of countries, the centralized exchanges will have this peer-to-peer trading part of their exchange where you can actually trade with a local exchange service. So the centralized exchange is essentially acting as a middleman or an escrow agent where you and the local exchange service both have accounts with the exchange. They send you the cash for your crypto. And when you actually receive that cash, you confirm that you've received it, and your crypto is sent to them into their account on the exchange. So the escrow agent in the middle is the exchange, where everything's tied up, and when everyone confirms, then they make the transfers. Now, the benefit of this is that it gives you an on and off ramp in a region where the centralized exchange may not have one. So that's really great. And the fees are actually quite low for the most part. The downside here is you're trading with a local exchange service who you may not know or trust. And, you know, is there a trust issue there? Now, for the most part, the trust issue isn't a major deal because, like I said, only when you confirm that the cash is in your account does your crypto then get released to them. So the escrow agent in the middle, the centralized exchange, you know, is making sure that things go right. There's also usually a review system on these exchanges as well. So I'll just show you on Binance here, peer-to-peer trading. I'm going to be selling some USD and I want that back into my currency. So AED, you can see that here. So we can choose an amount. You can see here that this exchange service, the price is actually very competitive. This is the exchange rate between dirhams and dollars, more or less. And this one has many, many orders and a review of 98.97. So pretty good, right? So what I could do is press sell USDT. I would then lock that up in my account, and that will be locked until I confirm that I have the cash in my account. Once the cash hits my account, then it will be sent over to that exchange service. So this is a way of exchanging your crypto to fiat using local exchange services where the centralized exchange may not actually have the banking support set up yet. I'll show you the flow of this type of transaction as well. So essentially we're selling our crypto for the fiat currency. So we're choosing the exchange rate. They are the buyer in this case because they're buying our crypto. So we'll be selling our USDT. We confirm that and we confirm the payment method. They'll actually be sending cash to us to the deposit method that we want. So a bank or a fintech app. We then confirm that in our account. We confirm all of the details of the name and everything like that to make sure everything is good. Once we've confirmed that, you go through this and press payment received like this, payment received, and then your crypto goes out to them. So that is essentially using an exchange service just with the crypto exchange in the middle. Without a doubt, the most robust method of selling crypto for cash is using the top centralized exchanges. You can see them all here listed by their size. Now, these crypto exchanges don't have offices in every single country. And so depending on which country that you live in, they just might not have any banking support. And so you may have to go to a smaller local exchange with higher trading fees that has banking support to get your crypto out. The other downside of centralized exchanges, it's not their fault, but dealing with fiat currency has many regulations surrounding it. They're going to have to ask you lots of questions about where the money's from and where it came from. They're going to have to maybe put some holds on your payments if they don't get the right information. It's not their fault. That's just the reporting requirements. And it is an issue that a lot of people face. So just be aware that you may face it, especially if dealing with larger amounts. I'll leave some deposit and trading bonuses to the exchanges I use linked down in the description below. I'm James, this is MoneyDG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.